Good evening and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. I'm JP and tonight I'm joined with my man, Mr. Ryan Clifford, the man of 1,000 hoodies. How are you, me man? It's good to see you.
Aye, all good, mate. Bit tired, just getting to a long week, but we do it tomorrow, so I better get myself spruced up and get myself back on track. But no, I'm good. It's been a bit of a meltdown this week, innit, in Glasgow. I'm sure we'll touch on that tonight, but apart from that, mate, I'm all good. Looking forward to a wee chat tonight. Looking forward to Celtic the weekend again, mate. Going to be a fast coming period for us now with games, so it's always good for us fans to not have many gaps between games. So looking forward to it, mate. Hopefully everybody who's watching is a good week as well. I'm looking forward to the weekend and the game also. And Christmas soon, mate. So it's getting exciting now, times of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, it's been a bit of a whirlwind week for quite a lot of people. For some, it has been the weekend still no went away for some. Me personally, I think some of the cold weathers is getting to them. I think so. I just think some of this minus temperature that they've been used to for such a long period of time, mate, it's got the better of them. But as you said, we're out tomorrow. That's why we're on the night, folks. It's the Celtic Unrestricted Views Christmas night tomorrow night. So that's why we're no on live fees and we've decided to come on tonight. And I hope you're all well. And just as I say that, we'll come to some comments, will we? And Jem, first up again, evening JP, Ryan and the chat. Jerry Burns, evening JP, Ryan and everyone on the podcast. It's only me and Ryan, mate, so you don't need to worry about that. PS3 Retro TV, good evening all. Vincent O'Brien, hail from Dublin. Vincent's live in the Guinness factory just now. He's away getting himself some Guinness, celebrating Celtic's Cup victory for the weekend. Andy for YouTube says, how much happened to cause a meltdown? Well, I'm sure we'll link you shortly, Andy. Don't worry about that. Christoph joining us as well. Hail, beautiful boys and girls, and hail to the Unrestricted View podcast.
Evening.
Hail to your good self also. Scott House says, hail, out man nut. Don't know whether that means he's in a Guinness factory with Vincent there, or he's just buzzing for the weekend. Could be both, actually. Could be both. But let us know how your thoughts are, folks, and where your thoughts sit, should I say, since Celtic's Cup victory at the weekend. According to a fan base not so far away, Ryan, it's became a very tainted victory. I can't believe, mate, we're at Thursday and we're still going to this, because personally, if you're going to make a big hoo-ha, about what's went on in that incident, right? Then why is there no a big hoo-ha about other incidents that happened in the same game? And there's not even a big hoo-ha coming for our support about it. There's a big hoo-ha coming for them regarding one incident. Now that they're claiming that one incident was the game-defining moment, right? Which I find very bizarre, Ryan, because it was at a time in the game where there was still quite a bit of football to play. So some of their fans have said, no, that would have put pressure on you and would have probably went on and won a game. Well, see if you know that, do us a favour. Going to give me the lottery numbers. Because I'm intrigued to know how you come to have that knowledge. Ryan, I find the whole thing really bizarre. Listen, I know the SFA, Wally Collins came out today and it's let us hear the VAR and all the audio involved and everything else that's involved, mate. But I don't think I've ever saw a bigger outcry in this, mate.
No, listen, let's be honest. But the laws of the game, Aye, look, it's a penalty. It is. Move on. We've had to move on in the past for decisions that we've not had, Aberdeen have not had, even they've not had. St
Yeah.
Mirren's. It's listen. There's going to be human error with VAR and without VAR. I get the point that this is why VAR's brought in. Listen, they've made a howler. Granted, do I care? No, because we've won the trophy and I'm not really going to spend too much time talking about it. But the SFA, Molly Colm, they're going to open a can of worms now because any big decision in a game, whether it's game defining or not, teams are now going to ask for audio. Teams are then going to ask for other wee silly things that might not be internal to that game that's going to make teams win the game. So, like you said there, how many fouls did Raskin do before he get booked? Bartlett was sent off. Jeffries was sent off. Where's he all? I'm not going to sit here and do that, right? But we could all nitpick, like Peter Grant says in Go Radio, he can nitpick for when he played with Celtic. He could talk about the taxi. No, I'm not going to go into it, all right, but they talk about credibility. That's a team that treated Scottish football. Get real here. They treated Scottish football. So any credibility with anything, there's a club have got a treat to talk about that sort of stuff. So I think they should rein in on that type of stuff. So, but listen, mate, like I says, for me the biggest thing in the game was at 1-0. Obviously, Greg Taylor gives the ball away. They got back 4-on-1 and they missed a chance. Now, that was the game defining moment for them. If they score that, do we get back the game? Again, who knows? But it gives them momentum at 2-0. It gets the fans on their tail, and we then need to go and chase the game even more so. That's the game defining moment. But then, like you say there, Balogun, Jeffrey, they're game defining moments. At 3 each in extra time, Carter Vickers gets the ball and gets a geller. Arne Engels basically shoulder tackles with Jeffrey and he gives a foul. Again, it stopped Michelle to be going on attack. But I'm not going to sit here and go through all that because what's the point? Because Aberdeen could then go against Golson last year. Basically, similar to what happened at the weekend with Golson Paul's Duke outside into the box and then he gives a corner and he doesn't even book Golson. So
that's crazy. I know.
It's happened to every team. I get the complaints. It probably, by the laws of the game, it is a penalty. But that wasn't the game defining moment. There's other parts of that game that they could have done better, or they could have done, or i.e. Balogun, etc. So it's crazy, mate. And for me, it's just all excuses. It's excuses. They're only good enough to win the game. They lost the game with penalties. They didn't score all the penalties. That's why you lost the game. If Yilmaz scored his penalty and say we missed a penalty, would they be talking about that penalty outside the box, or inside the box that they didn't get? No, because it wouldn't have mattered a drop. So it's because I've lost the game. Yes, look, it's a penalty. Before any Rangers fan wants to clip this or they want to go on social media, it is a penalty, right?
Nope.
But that was not the game-defining moment. There was other parts of that game which could have impacted the both teams. And I want to actually say, by the way, for the both teams, the VAR team, the referee, they were honking, by the way. They were terrible. The amount of yellow cards that got put, and some of the ones that didn't, i.e. second yellow card, etc. So I think, as they said years ago, JP, some of these things even themselves out over the years or over the months then. So it's all right back then, but now it doesn't level itself out when it comes to that side. So, I think the meltdown, I'm happy for it to carry on because, end of the day, mate, we'll get the first trophy, we're 11 points clear, we're plus 40 goals scored. In terms of us, we're plus 40 goal difference. So
we're one game away for the Champions League playoff.
So, I really couldn't care if they want to go and greet to their season tickets or throw their scarves in the bin. I'm really no bothered.
Well,
so.
to be fair, you mentioned the man himself, the guy that missed the penalty for them, Ridvan Yilmaz. But to be fair, I can assure you all folks, for anybody that was wondering, just as I say that there, the good man himself released the audio today. Well on, Willie. That was good of you, mate, to let us all hear what was being said in the VAR room. How dare you go a Christmas night out right after that shenanigans, man? It's absolutely terrible, Willie. Come on.
after party.
After party, celebrating Celtic winning the cup. Brilliant, boys. Good on yous. I take it you'll be off the big house Christmas list, that's for sure. You'll be struck off your Christmas card list. But no, in case anybody, honestly, I've got evidence of it. In case anybody was wondering, after the game in Sunday, Ryan, Ridvan definitely made his aftermath pageant 100%. There we go. So 100%. There you go. He still made his miss contest. So I don't know if he won the trophy right enough, but he went in his missed penalty this time. So obviously he's I thought he'd done all right.
At least he hurt some spot that night, I suppose.
Aye. Apparently he went home and played the guitar and broke his G-string, I know. He was honestly. But good on him. Good on me, Ridvan, making that, by the way, because it must have been really hard. You know, I'm frightened, Ryan, as it approaches next Wednesday, to say the word season's greetings. I don't want to start them off again. I really, really don't. When you say that word season's greetings, we've already saw it. I mean, with Ridvan needing a cuddle off his granda. Big, what was it, Madonna phone in, called him Voldemort. He's went there and gave him a cuddle. I want to know, right? And this is a God's honest truth. I really want to know who let James Tavernier sit the next morning on his own eating his breakfast. Come on. Who done it? Who was it that done it? Who sat and let him eat alone, especially in the canteen? It's not even that. He's obviously not concentrating. He spilt some on the table, as you can see there, folks. Wee accident for James there. But that's not the first accident we've seen him through time. But I really want to know what's going on in there. Because who, in the right mind, Brian, if that was Callum McGregor, surely some of the boys would have sat with him in the canteen, mate.
I think James is maybe wanted some self-care time. His wee coffee and his tea in the morning. But I'm lucky to James, fair play. He scored his penalty, so he's done his part. But he was just raging. Obviously, his technique didn't go on me Yilmaz. So, but Yilmaz get the best of all the night, mate. He went him and missed penalty. So I think that's the biggest thing he could take for the game.
I think Yilmaz is slightly buzzing right enough because he's been asked to play mini-me in the next Austin Powers apparently. So he's kind of got some sort of something to look forward to in the end. But no, moving on. I'm not wanting to dwell too much on that. We don't normally do this, but I think it's been made concrete over the last 24 hours, Ryan. Our good man and good friend of the podcast, Mr. Anthony Joseph, Sky Sports reporter, has indeed reported today that a certain Kieran Tierney could be on his way back to paradise, Ryan. What's your thoughts, mate?
But obviously, I think on his contract there was a certain date or a time frame where if he didn't offer him a new deal, then that was done. So end of the season, he's not getting kept on with Arsenal. So maybe 2 weeks or so, roughly, or 10 days, 2 weeks, he can then go and speak to clubs in January without telling anybody. He can go and do what he wants and doesn't need to tell Arsenal. And Arsenal basically told him he can go. So be that Celtic or any other club, they can then obviously maybe try and get a loan deal for him in January, maybe pay a loan fee to get him quicker, and then sign a pre-contract, or teams can just maybe talk in January and then get him in the summer. So for me, listen, I get the injury concerns, right? And obviously now when you see that one or two reports, you're thinking, right, they're putting two and two together. He's been told by Arsenal he can go. It's probably going to be something Celtic would be interested in, right? But now Steve McGibbon's put his name to it, Scott Burns has put his name to it, David Orstein's put his name to it, Anthony Joseph's put his name to it now. There's a few other people now that have put so this is just something that's come out of thin air. There's obviously concrete, either talks or concrete interest, or there's something concrete in this. Yeah, Andy, apparently that's the deal, mate. He's got a contract in the summer, so Celtic can get him a pre-contract in January, or they could just wait till the summer and get him in the summer if that's the way the club want to do. But for me, JP, I get the injury concerns. I'm not going to, again, mate, before I get opinions, it's up to you if you want to take him or not, or your concerns about him. But for me, are we going to get that I know injury concerns, right, I get it, but are we going to get that sort of player at Celtic? How much money would you cost? How much? 25, 30, 40, 50
you're talking mega money anyway.
So it would a lot of money that we can maybe afford some of it, but no money that, put it this way, Arsenal bought him for £25 million. He's actually probably a better player now. Take away his injuries, he's probably, because I seen bits of him last night, he was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime he's played with Arsenal, he's been very good. He's 27-year-old. In terms of football and peak, 26, 28, 29, that's roughly where players start to get into their own. And for me, he's basically at the peak. Take away his injuries, he's at his peak in terms of football wise. So for me, it's a no-brainer, mate. It's a no-brainer. If he's willing to take a cut on his wages, which I think Steve McGibbon says in the Daily Sunday Mail, or was it Daily Mail, Sunday Mail, one or two, whatever it is now. He put and says that apparently he's open to a wage cut. Brilliant. If it means that maybe it's a lesser pay, and then you maybe give him a bonus for the game he plays, or a bonus for him in the games, whatever it is, incentive. See, I know people might think I'm silly saying this, right, but see if you game manage him and you maybe go Alex VAT, because I think personally, I think Greg Taylor's away, right? I don't Greg Taylor's going to stay. If he knows that's the quality they're maybe going to try and get, I think Greg will want to go and play football. And if that Alka quality is at left back, Greg will only be in and out the team. So I think he maybe
I was going to actually say to you, do you think that might be the reason why Greg Taylor's then maybe possibly not signed his deal yet?
Possibly. And if he's not guaranteed football, he's probably getting to the age where he wants to look after his family as well. So he might get he might get, it might be on my Wi-Fi, Ange. I don't know why it is. What I'll do is, I don't want to come out and come back in, but I can come out the Wi-Fi if you want. If you want to come out and back in, but I don't want to ruin the podcast.
You're used to be coming out and in anyway, man, aren't you?
But for me, JP, in terms of football ability, it's a no-brainer. I don't think we can sniff that opportunity up to get that sort of quality in, because he's for me, he's still a world-class left back. I think he's brilliant. So I get the fact if he wasn't Kieran Tierney, if he wasn't a Celtic player, would you take him? I don't know. You would need to really think about it because of injuries, but
yeah,
I think because of the connection he's already got with us, what we know of him, Brendan obviously knows him. I think Brendan would possibly maybe try and game manage him. Again, people might think I'm silly saying that, because why you want to give somebody a wage to maybe game manage him? But we've had to manage Vickers sometimes, and fans will keep him. So for me, the answer is yes. If we can get him back. But then you would probably need to have a second understudy, if it's Alex Valle or somebody else, with a wee bit of maybe similar quality-ish to come in and play and manage and rotate, just like they're doing with Valle and Taylor now. So for me, mate, it's a no-brainer. People will probably say no because of injuries. I get it. But for me, free transfers, IP, it's not a gamble. Aye, maybe wages, but you're not paying a fee. Maybe £1 million sign on fee or something, a Bosman or something. But nah, if I was the manager, mate, and it was up to me, mate, I'd be getting money if I could.
Yeah, I can understand your sentiment, mate, and obviously how you feel towards it. There is probably a lot of Celtic fans out there that, you know, will probably take into consideration that he has been injury prone, and he has, you know, he's had that time away from football as well, as much as he's played games. Last night he played for Arsenal, folks, and I think that was his, his first game for Arsenal in 19 months. That's a long time, and all of that wasn't injury. All of that wasn't an injury. Some of that was a loan deal away for Arsenal as well to Spain, where he went to Real Sociedad as well. And as far as my knowledge is concerned, he didn't play every game in Spain either because, again, he got injured. So I think our biggest fear for quite a lot of Celtic fans would be his injury record. But obviously reports are that, he's willing to take a wage cut also to come back up here. And Ryan, I'm going to be honest now, I don't see him coming in January. So if there's Celtic fans out there now thinking that, there's got to be a chance he's going to turn up and play at Ibrox and he's got to be there in the second, I don't see that happening. Taylor will probably be at Celtic until the end of the season, and they'll probably go at the end of the season. I would be really shocked if Tierney comes back to Celtic in January. I really would. And if he does, brilliant, tremendous. But then, if you don't sell Greg Taylor, you're then going to have 3 left backs at the club trying to fight for one place. For me, you can't have that because then you become heavy in that department. Don't forget as well, folks, you have to. We're going to need to get rid of the boy Adam Montgomery now as well because he's back for injury, and Brendan might want to keep him. Right? We don't know. We're sitting here just now. We don't know. So for me, it's for me, I'm kind of slightly concerned, if I'm honest. And James' comments there. Of course, it is JP. His injuries are a worry. Could it turn out to be another CCV? Where he's in and out of the team constant. Touch Eddie Wood. CCV's managed to get himself back fit, and he's played in a lot of massive games for us of recent. But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. In terms of the player, ability-wise and everything else, I don't have any doubts whatsoever because I think Ryan's touched on it. He is a world-class left-back. And I actually think he's better than Andy Robertson. There you go. I prefer Kieran Tierney to Andy Robertson. My only concern is the way that we play. I've never seen KT coming in the pitch. And he's going to have to, and I remember KT the first time around, his right leg's for standing on. So he's all left-sided.
Me personally, I think he's that good at play, mate. I don't think it matter. I don't think it matter.
I think Alex Valle is struggling just now with that. I don't think he's fully equipped to come in the pitch the way Greg Taylor does.
I personally don't think, mate, that the system, I think Kieran Tierney can play in any system, mate. I think he's that good. And plus his knowledge of the game and how he plays the game and how good he is, he'd pick it up within a few weeks, mate, especially pre-season. That's just my opinion. I get your concern, no, I do get it, but
my only concern is his injury, Ryan. Injuries, that's my concern. I don't have any, ability-wise and what he'll bring to this team, I don't have any concerns, mate. I'm all for it.
Well, also, he's been told that he's probably going to, he's leaving Arsenal, he's been told he can go. Is he really going to play much at the end of the season with Arsenal? Probably no. He might play the odd game. I was
surprised to see him last night, to be fair.
So he might play the odd game, either cup games or maybe lower league games where I maybe need to rotate. So he might come to Celtic fully fit in the summer for the first time in a long time when he was whipped. So he's been out since the summer. So that he's had it at least 5-6 months where his boys had a break. His boys not played football. So last night he been doing with cramp. That was it. And that's expected. If you're not played football for 5 months and you're balling up and down at that level, you're going to get cramp. So, but no, I get your concerns with maybe
I'll tell you what I will say is anybody sitting here just now wondering what I've seen, he is country miles, light years ahead of the 2 boys that are in the position just now in the first team. Make no bones about it. And Ryan, I like Greg Taylor. And none of them could lace his boots.
No, it's not a debate, mate. personally. And I'll argue at the hilt on anybody that wants to debate that, because he's 20. He's 27. Still got a long time to go in the game. For me, he's different class, JP. I watched about him last night, and that's him out for 5 to 6 months. And all the Arsenal fans are saying they want to keep him. He's a good option for them, and they don't want him away. And for me, that tells you story, JP.
Yeah, I've seen some of the forums, mate. They're absolutely gutted. He's been told he's going to be one of the exits.
Saying, obviously, his injuries, I get it. But he says if he was fully fit, they're all saying he'd be the left back. So potentially you're getting Arsenal's left back. I know he's not playing every week, but you're getting a guy that's able to play for a top 4 team every single week, and fans are saying not to it. I get it with injury, but it's a free transfer. It's not a gamble. The only gamble is the wages, and I'm sure it's not going to be higher than the week he's getting. So I don't.
Good point for John there. He says if it was a Bosman, the signing would be the fee would be a mega more than 1 million.
We'll have a few million, John, but it's not going to be the £25 million that Arsenal pay for him. So
no, nowhere near that.
So Peter Longwell and all the guys in the boardroom, see if we get him back in a free transfer, that must be one of the biggest business deals ever. To sell him for £25 million, let him away in development, bring him back a free transfer.
It's no bad business.
And by the way,
you comment there tonight for Francis said, even boys and girls, apologies for being late to the show. I've been ill in bed. Well, dear.
Feeling better, mate.
Hope you're not too drastic, Francis, and I hope you get better soon. We'll maybe need to get Mrs. Begg to pay you a visit. Apparently, Big Alan's got a number.
She's well, JPC, a business sense as well for Celtic. It would be phenomenal business, because think how many strips are going to sell. His name on the back as well. All that stuff's going to go up. See, even fans start, he's signing now. Right, is that to start us buying more quality players, or because see if he signs, then that's going to start the bar again. Because you then can't go and bring in like a £500,000 player. Because you're going for Kieran Tierney, Arnie Engels, Bernardo, or either their fees, and then if you go and sign something at $1 million, you're going to go, Jesus Christ. So they're setting the bar. I don't know if you think that's the same, but if you're signing guys like that, you're talking European football progression again, because that's the way that you're going to be going to try and go towards.
Yeah, 100%. A wee comment there for Anton Rogan's left foot. He says, just the influence in the dressing room alone is worth it. And
Big Alan would buy 20 shirts straight away.
Big Alan would buy 20 shirts straight away, yeah, and try and get every one of them signed as well. Aye, Big Alan would be right in there. 100%. Big Alan's actually resting and now he's getting geared up for us Christmas do tomorrow, mate, isn't he?
Yeah, getting his hams made up and nuts for the dance for tomorrow.
Aye. It's his walking stick he needs to put down first, man, before he gets up.
Alan, that's a stick. I've not got a stick. Oh, yes, you did. You brought a stick.
I'm not had that this time for him, no chance. Last time I held that, man, somebody thought I was an old guy. They try to get me a wheelchair to get into a disabled toilet, man. I thought I was, honestly, see by the time it all happened, I thought I was going to...
Indicators on where I try to get in the toilet.
Aye. It's not that, no. The time it all happened, man, I thought I was going to need a pair of incontinence pads, man. It was taking ages. I nearly get caught short. P. McLaughlin says, well, Andy says, get a central defensive mid in January, get Kel Mack up for Player of the Year. I think he's going to have a bit of competition, Andy, for the Player of the Year this year, mate. I think there's a few wee guys in my head with Chapman door, I'm afraid. I would imagine Kuhn, the way he's been going as well, with Chapman door. And Alistair Johnston might also be chapping the door as well. So there'll be you'll be in good company, but there'll be a few, I reckon, going to be chapping that door. P. McLaughlin says, do you think the plan is to secure Vi for 3 to 4 million and bring in Tierney? I'm going to actually, I know it's coming up with Christmas and you can call me a bah humbug, whatever you want. I don't think there's going to be an option for us to keep Vi. I think Vi is only going to be a straight loan deal because for what we've been told, Barcelona wants to use him. So I think the idea was for Hansi Flick to get him some first team football and obviously playing in the Champions League and then he'll be going back to Barca. I don't think there's going to be an option for us to keep him. Ryan, I don't know about you, mate, but I'll be really surprised.
Well, if you go by what we've seen for Barca and some of the articles, they're saying they'll take him back in the summer and they'll decide for there what's going to happen. So something could change. But that's the thing that's been frustrating with me. Listen, I'm not going to sit here. This isn't about Greg Taylor. It's just in general. That if they think he's going to be in the squad next year for Barcelona, right? Why are we not playing him? That's what I don't get, JP. You brought a guy to Barcelona who's coming here with pretty decent form and with Levante. I mean, Levante last year said the La Liga B, the Segunda division.
Mm-hmm.
Played a lot of games for them. He played the pre-season with Barca, so they've obviously thought something made him to still be in that squad. They've gave him a new contract, took the release clause away apparently. I don't know if they've took it out. I think they took it out. They gave him a new deal. They're putting him on to us. Anytime I've seen him, he's been pretty decent. I thought he'd done really well when he came on as well at the weekend. So that's probably the only thing that I'm a wee bit bamboozled by, that he's not playing more. Maybe it is to settle in and then maybe after the new year he'll start playing. But I don't know. I don't know how you feel on that, JP. But to sign a guy that's potentially going to be in their squad or back up to them next year, and then he comes here and doesn't play, I know you still need to earn that. I get that, but he should be playing, mate, in my opinion.
P. McLaughlin's actually made a couple of good comments as you were chatting there. The more go along the lines of his contract was initially supposed to be up in the summer, and then obviously Celtic took him on loan, which then he signed another year's extension, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and P. McLaughlin just said to him, you must be, they want to make sure they get some cash.
Possibly, I.
So they're obviously looking to protect themselves that way and look after themselves. But if he's only got a year, see if he's only got a year's contract, even after this season now to run with them, he's not going to get. They're not going to get 20 million or anything like that for the lad.
If he's not playing here either, his values are going to go up.
Yeah, but he has played in the Champions League and stuff.
But what I mean is, if he's not playing continuously, then his value's not going to go sky high.
See, the thing is, Ryan, I don't think, listen, a lot of Celtic fans might have a go at me for this, but I don't care. I'm a big enough and ugly enough to handle this. I don't think anybody in the Celtic squad is nailed on to just walk into the team every week, And the fact that he's come in at a time where we have a guy who has been majorly successful with us since signing with from Kilmarnock, and he's come into the team and made that his own now. A lot of people don't like Greg Taylor, right? And I'm not going to talk too much about that either. And that's the be all and end all of it. He's just not fancied by a lot of our support. He never has been. And the wee guy could have been the winning goal that his deflection came off at the weekend in the actual 90 minutes. People were still having a go at him because he gave the ball away in the game. All the wrongdoings and the imperfections that Greg Taylor seems to have had through his time at Celtic, I'm afraid, Ryan, is always going to be remembered over any good he's brought to the squad. He's just one of the players, mate. He takes a doing off of fans all the time. It's the same with young Tony Ralston. It's the same with Liam Scales. And I really think, and I've said it on here before, I really think if these guys had different names and they were foreign names or, whatever, they wouldn't get as much of a hard time as what they do, in my opinion.
I get what you're saying, mate, but guys like Bernabeu get a doing. and he's no for here. So he
Aye,
was.
aye.
So,
And then he tried to play football.
Aye. Arnie Engels is getting a down and he's been good. So I don't think it really matters who you are.
I
And
think he's just getting a doing because of the price tag, though.
Aye, that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think it's anything else.
Sometimes, listen,
It's no his
I don't,
footballing ability.
I don't think Greg Taylor's a bad player. I just think that the level that we should be
Yeah,
aiming
that's the word I
for.
was. Thanks, Snatch. That's the word I was looking for.
Listen,
The major scapegoat in the team.
It might, but he's one of the weak link in the team. He probably is the weakest link in Celtic. That is the truth. That is the truth.
It's easy to say that, Ryan. He's probably one. He's probably one of the best technically, I know, in certain areas of the pitch.
Aye, but like we've had that before, so I'm not going to go back in it. But see, last year, teams targeted Scales and Taylor. Why was that? Because that is what teams thought was the weakest part of Celtic. That's no me saying that. That's data trivial. Obviously, the team is doing it. So for me, he's a steady Eddie Scottish football player. He can come in Europe and he does okay, but 9 times out of 10 in Europe, he's been exposed. He got exposed last year, he's been exposed sometimes this year. For me, in the cup final, apart from his goal, the two mistakes he made, I know he scored a goal, but that mistake that 1-0 could have killed the full cup tie. So that's the stuff that is always going to stick in your mind, and it's the same thing with last year and this season that I made with Liam Scales. If you make any mistakes in Europe, that i.e. Hibs, if you make any mistakes even in cup finals, you're going to concede. So you try and iron them out. Listen, we all make mistakes, having mistakes, we all done it, but when it's mistakes are continuous, that's what's with me. I'm like, right, it's, for me, Alex Vai is going to start Sunday. If Alex Vai doesn't start Sunday, then I'd be like, I would really be like, listen, just send me back. What's the point? He's been rotten the last 3 to 4 games. He's been terrible in the cup final with 2 major mistakes, and I still can't get a game. Then I'd be questioning, why am I here? Same with Hatate. Hatate's been rotten the last. I didn't think he was great in cup final either. No been great. So surely McKibben should be like, well, surely I should be playing Sunday. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just Taylor. It's even Nine Scales might even start Sunday because Thursday was good in the first half. So there's a few players in that team, JP, that could be shouting for a game at the weekend.
Yeah, I know, but my point merely is for Taylor. Listen, if we were to sit here just now and go through the full team's imperfections, we'd be saying the same about Callum McGregor, Kyogo, Carter Vickers, we're going right through the full squad, you know. And there's another point, but that gets overlooked. Or because the guy for Aberdeen outran him at Celtic Park and scored. You know, it's just, for me, it's Looney Tunes. It's absolutely mental. People overlook the good these guys do and pick out they could do 100 good things, but it's the one bad thing they do or the one thing that they make a mistake on that's noticed more than ever. And I think one of the comments that came in there, you know, due to being Scottish and Irish, that's got more to do with it than anything else, in my opinion. And it annoys me. It really does. It kind of hurts me a wee bit because, you know, there's other people in the team that are, you know, not performing well. And there's other people that, and like I say, if we were to sit here and do a podcast on everybody's imperfections, quite a lot of people have been for a shock, mate, because, you know, all the guys that people sing the praises all the time, and it's the same usual suspects for the ones that are getting all the praise. Some of them would be getting a doing if you had to really get right in about it and have a go at it. But
Hatate, he's been getting a doing recently.
Well, there you go.
But he's Japanese. He's no Irish or Scottish. He's getting a doing because he's not good enough. So I get what you're saying.
But then people, but on the flip side of that, Ryan, people flip back and go, but Hatate's got that moment of quality. No, he has, but Greg Taylor had a moment of quality at Pretoria to float a ball into him and get to him, and, you know. So
every player in the team's got a bit of quality. That's why they're at Celtic. Like Greg Taylor's got qualities. I'm not saying he's a bad player. All I'm saying is, for us, if we want to progress as a club and get better and keep moving on and keep in Europe and keep running, then Taylor, Ralston, maybe even Liam Scales to a certain degree as well, continually every week. You always need to look for better. There's no harm in fans wanting better. There's no harm in wanting better players.
I know what you're saying. John says there, every team targets Taylor and Scales combination. That tells you everything. Well, saying that, John, what I'll go in terms of Liam Scales. Liam Scales was made a substitute at the weekend and then brought on in order to make Celtic better in a cup final. And it worked. Because we became better when he came onto the field for many different reasons. So he brought a stability into it. So for me, you could flip that. And I always like to look at the positive rather than more the negative side of that and say, well, the manager used Liam Scales as a weapon to come on, Ryan, and change your flow of play, change the way we played, change the intensity of how we played. And it worked because we started playing quicker. Liam Scales was looking for passes through lines at Trusty, just unfortunately wasn't hitting in the first half. So, like I say, if we sat here and Austin Trusty, he's been getting all the praise under the sun in the last few weeks. He wasn't impressive at all at the cup final.
By the way, Scales is very lucky that it wasn't a penalty on real play, because if it was, they'd make it a doon.
No, well, do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. There you go, that. But he came on and he played well when he came into the game. I mean, that's a very, very hard game to come into.
I'm not having a laugh for that, mate. He was actually decent when he came on, to be fair. He was, so I can't. I was actually in the motor with my dad, obviously John, and after said that, but see, thinking about it, I've actually looked back at the game. See if that was given as a penalty, which should have been, it was silly for Scales. When you look at it, pulling a jersey, it's stupid. So that would have been isolated, and then Scales would have got it. No matter what he done from the second half, that's the thing for me, right? I'll praise anybody for doing, but see when you do things that then can see goals or maybe lose your games, that's why they're always going to get put out there. It's like Adam Mead on Sunday, right? He might score a worldie, right? But then see if we draw one each and misses the sit in the last minute. Nobody cares about it. They're going to talk about that goal.
100%. 100%. Yeah, and obviously, Scott, there you go as well. Nobody's even talking about that. The fact that he nearly scored by a header as well. And it was probably his first touch of the game as well when he came on the pitch.
But to be fair, I was a wee bit, shall I say, intoxicated on Sunday, so I had to watch the game back to remember everything.
Aye, listen, we all were, weren't we? So, I watched the game back, I know, but that was, by the way, that was some header, as Scott's just alluded to there. Really was, and I don't think Butland was getting that, mate, if that was in target. But, right, Sunday, obviously, we're 43, nearly 44 minutes in, and we've not even spoke about Celtic in the next game. That's how exciting Celtic are. This is where we are. We can do a podcast, supposed to be about Celtic's next game in the league, and we go 44 minutes without even mentioning the game. Tremendous. I mean, that's where we are as a football team. Celtic obviously travel to Tannadice, Ryan, which will be Brendan's first ever time taking on Dundee United as a manager. What's your thoughts there, mate?
I didn't know that actually until I seen that other day, actually, when you said that other day. So that's interesting. Obviously, Tannadice, we've been pretty decent up there recently. I was actually at the game where we won 9-0, and that was an absolute onslaught that day. That's one of the games I'll look back to say that I was there. Don't get me wrong, I was intoxicated in that game at all, so I'm lucky I can actually remember it. But no, that was a really, really good game for us, and every time up the park, it was nearly a goal. And Abada was brilliant that day when he played, and Kyogo was brilliant. I think it was Kyogo's goal. Was it Kyogo that scored? Outside the box, it was tremendous. I'm sure it was Kyogo. Might be
it was Kyogo. It
was tremendous, mate. Some of the goals were...
Kyogo got a hat-trick that day, and so did Abada.
Some of the goals were real quality, JP. So,
can you remember the goal scorers?
I can't remember the full nine of them, mate. No.
I couldn't
tell. No, I can't remember. I was away with it, mate.
So we had...
Abada scored, Kyogo scored.
Kyogo got a hat-trick, so did Abada. Juranovic scored.
Did Turnbull score?
No. I don't think
I know he missed a chance the last minute or so to make it 10.
I don't think he played, did he?
I played. I remember that.
Well, no, Kyogo got a hat-trick. Abada got a hat-trick. Was it Giacomakis?
I know. He might have.
Juranovic scored as well.
Aye. But
and look, Big Starfelt scored off the post with a header.
That's right. I remember that. Aye.
No, Big Starfelt scored, I know.
We've done well up there recent times, mate. Jim Goodwin's getting in play some decent stuff this season. They're doing okay considering they come up for the Championship. A lot of fans want to wanting to stay. early on last season before they came up. Now they gave him a new deal, and he's got some decent players there. The boy up front, I think Stephen Dalby. He's
Aye,
done
scored at
well.
Ibrox as well.
He's on loan for Wrexham, and he's been pretty decent for them. So again, he could be a bit of presence against us. But
That'd
I
be
know,
good, wouldn't it?
listen,
Anton Logan's
aye.
left foot is 10 this time.
But I actually think, mate, that I'm actually expecting a really good performance on Sunday. I know we won the cup final, which obviously the grand scheme I think is a good performance, win the cup final, but we've not really played well consistently in terms of the full game. We've not really had a right good, entertaining performance, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that could happen on Sunday, which I hope so, mate, because it's always good to see your team play good football and win games, mate. But I don't be feeling that. But do you think maybe we're due one of them now? We've had 5 or 6 games where it's been a wee bit stuffy here and there, play some nice football, go to the result, but it'd be good to get a 1, 2, 3, 4 nice. Listen, you still need to turn up and beat the opposition, but it'd be nice to see a really, really good kind of all-round performance.
Yeah, we comment there for Lindsay. She's good night, everyone. Absolutely shattered tonight. Take care, everybody. Take care, Lindsay.
Take care.
Have a lovely Christmas. If you're not on in the dial-in Monday night,
Yep.
if we don't get to hear from you, hope you and your family have a nice Christmas, pal. Take care. We comment for Big Barry McCandless. I have saved it. We will get to that, Baz, if you're still tuning in, mate. Obviously, with Ryan was in mid-chat there, I didn't want to be rude. Aye, so what was your point there, Ryan, in terms of...
Do you know, I think it's probably Sunday.
A performance level?
Aye. Mm-hmm.
Performance level. Yeah, I would say, the performance levels have been good one half and not so good the next half, and slow one half and faster the next half. But having said that, Ryan, we're still getting results, mate.
Mm-hmm.
These results are still, and I keep getting back to it, mate. It's because of these 5 subs, the quality, the depth that you've got on the bench. Now, the one that upped me at the weekend was the wee man being cup-tied, McCown, because I actually think he'd have been on the park maybe a fortnight before anywhere near extra time. Do you know what I mean? And I think he'd have come on for Hatate, because Hatate must have been running an empty at some part of that game at the weekend. So I think we missed him there. And again, he's got the kind of quality moments as well. I'd love to have seen how he played at Hampden. We might need to wait a wee while for the Scottish to come along if we get to Hampden and see what he's got there. But in terms of performance, mate, I think there's a high potential that we could see one, mate. The reason for that is the fact that we've not had any midweek football. I think it's the first time we've not had a midweek game, mate, in weeks. And I really do think there could be a high performance level coming for Celtic. In terms of Dundee United, Ryan, what might need to run? What's Francis saying? Might need to run my cell boys as I currently have.
He's got an arse like a water pistol.
He's got an arse like a water pistol. Sorry for the visual. No, that's fine, mate. That's absolutely fine. It's no problem. You take care, mate. I hope you can.
Francis, on Saturday afternoon, you might not be the only person getting an arse like a water pistol, mate. or the alcohol I was drinking.
So I just feel that, no having any midweek games here, Ryan, and the team having a wee bit of a break. Obviously, we've saw them a bit of downtime as well, doing it Ali Pally at the darts and stuff the other night. I think we could get a performance. But in terms of Dundee United, Ryan, what kind of game are you expecting?
I think we'll dominate most of the ball, personally. I think they will try and play football. I don't think they'll sit off us. I think they will. I think the way Goodman's kind of get his team playing, I think he'll try and play. But Goodman's. I don't think Goodman's daft, JP. He'll know the abilities of the team and what they can do and what they can't do, and they'll maybe try and maybe stuff us out early doors and see how we play and how we are for the cup final and now. Are we tired? How we started the game? So again, they're at home, so they'll want to try and take the game to his JP. They'll maybe try and maybe thinking they'll go or so, but
They've not won their last two, Ryan. They drew one each
aye,
with Kilmarnock,
I'd like,
and they get
I'd
beat
like,
4-3 at
I'd
the
like
weekend.
to,
Another
I'd like to think we'll have most of the ball, and if we can get control of it, then I think it'll be hard. You'll probably tell, just like any game, JP, you'll probably tell the first 5 minutes or so how they've set up, how we've set up. If we've had control, if we had a chance the first minute or two, then I think if you get an early 2 or 3 chances, JP, then I think that sets the tone for the game then. But if they
Yeah.
then get a chance or two and they get the crowd on their tails, then listen, I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to do them, because listen, just win the game. If we get beat, listen, it'll not be good. But you're not really going to be too downbeat because of the way you are and what we've done. You can't be too critical. But listen, they're going to get beat eventually, whether it's Sunday or next week or 5 weeks, whatever it is. They're going to get beat at some point. But I'm expecting a dominant performance. JP have a lot of control, but again, mate, I'll let you back on that. How do teams set up against us? Do they try and go direct, or do they try and be defensive? Do they park the bus? Do they go gung ho? Do they sit and wait? Like, again, that's why I'm a manager, because how do you set up against this team?
Well, fun enough, you should, mate. I think William will be getting paid off shortly, because I feel as if I'm sliding into his position, mate. Here, they predominantly set up 3-5-2, and that's what they've been going with the last couple of games. The last couple of games, their team's not really changed much either. They've had a couple of chop and changing with, you know, a wee bit of suspension, injuries, fluctuating in between that. But their team's not really changed the last couple of games, right? So obviously they get beat.
Out, I think Liam Rope's got an injury.
Yeah, I think he picked up. I think that's what I'm saying. I think he's the one that picked after scoring against Motherwell the weekend. They picked up an injury, so that one's kind of going to be forced on them. But the team, I mean, like I say, the structure of their team's a 3-5-2, and that's what they've predominantly been playing, even at home at Tannadice. They played Motherwell at Fir Park and get beat 3-2 at the weekend. And the team that day was Walton and goal. And they normally play a back three with Holt, Gallagher, and Adegboyega. That's another lad that they've brought in.
Holt's been playing centre back this season, hasn't he?
But he's kind of predominantly been playing the left-hand side of the centre-back of the three. Gallagher's through the middle and Adegboyega's on the right-hand side. They've been playing Glenn Middleton, formerly at Rangers. He's played for St Johnstone up here as well. They've got a lad in the midfield. He's their number 10, and he's technically good. His name's Babunski. He's probably one of the better players, to be honest, especially on the ball. And then they've got the boy Sevelge as well through the middle. They've got young Lucas Stevenson as well. That's a young English lad that Jim Goodwin brought in as well. And then on the right-hand side, they've got Ryan Strain. So
that's how close it bum, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the kind of fullback that used to play for St Mirren. And the two forwards, they've been playing with Sam Dalby, another English fella, and Louis Moult. So that's the kind of team that they've been playing. Options on the bench for them. They've got guys like Kevin Fotheringham. The other lad I think that could come in for Louis Moult is a lad they've got from North Macedonia. Now, Jim Goodwin knows this market really well, Ryan, because he brought in Miovski for Aberdeen when he was there. And they've got a lad who's about 25, and he's kind of similar to Miovski. I wouldn't say he's as good as him, but he's similar. And Christian Trapingovski. So he's a forward. So I would reckon he's maybe the go-to guy that's going to come in for Louis Moult if they're going to play with the two. I don't think, Ryan, their makeup at their side, they can really play with one through the middle because it's big guys. They don't have guys, they're not going to, presses. They're not going to be able to presses. And coming up against Carter Vickers and Trusty, it might be Liam Scales. I'm just assuming it'll be Trusty. It could be Liam. So coming up against guys who, even Liam Scales, get a bit of physicality. and he's good in the air, big Liam Scales, for winning headers. So again, I'm not really too sure if, if they can really press us that way. I think what they'll do, Ryan, personally, is they'll try and flood the midfield and nullify any other threats for there. Now, what might eat into our hands is, on the right-hand side, Adebayogo, he really leaves gaps. He's the one that I would say is one of the pressing victims in their team, because he really, really leaves gaps in that right-hand side. Now, if he does that, mate, Maeda will swallow him all day, because Maeda will have about 20 to 30 yards to run into all day long. Now, they'll need to probably double up. So Declan Gallagher will get pulled out of there. And my only fear for them is, Ryan, if he gets pulled across and goes into that kind of right centre-back position to cover in for Adebayogo, then they're going to leave a big gap through 10 to Kyogo. And I think we could get a bit of joy in there, mate.
I actually think they'll play one up front, JP. I don't think they'll play two. I know they've done that a lot this season, but
it'll be the boy Dalby then if they do that, mate, to try and get to win second, to get off second balls and stuff.
I think the boy Dalby will be the main asset. He's actually done really well this season, considering he's on loan for Wrexham. Obviously, they don't fancy them, but I'll be surprised. Again, maybe changing it might not be good.
There is another lad, Ryan. Sorry, mate. There is another lad for the forward position for them, and Kai Fotheringham. So they might go with him as well.
I'm probably going to go with, they'll probably try and go one up front. But they'll still flood the midfield, but go one up front. I'll be surprised if they go two up front. Don't get me wrong, they probably should, because they're at home. But then if you go two up front, then you're obviously leaving a gap somewhere in the park, because we'll have, I'd imagine, if I'm thinking the way I think we'll play, we'll have a lot of the ball. So it means then one of the strikers is going to do a lot of donkey work. If that means he's having to drift into the 10 position, or he's going to go into the 8 or the 6, he's then going into that. So again, I don't know how they're going to set up. I know they've played 3-5-2 and predominantly they're that way inclined, but sometimes you need to adapt and change to who you're playing. And I don't know if we'll go two up front, because I actually think Liam Scales will play. I think Scales will play next to Vickers, just because of the impact he made for the weekend. And obviously,
he scored for us at Tannadice as well, remember? He was
obviously
left back.
The run of games we've got as well. We've got 2 home games, I think, after this, and then you've got the game at the Big House. So 3 games in the space of like 10 days or so. So they'll need to rotate a wee bit. So I think even either might start as well. I'm not going to give the full team away now, but what I think. But I think they might go one up and try and maybe go that way. But again, mate, I'm not a United fan. I know how they play in terms of the formation stuff, but I don't know the way Goodman thinks. But he's done all right, Jim Goodman, considering they've not got an unbelievable budget. I know they've got a bigger budget than United and that, because they've got some good owners, American owners, but they've came for the Championship and they're sitting in decent positions. So I don't think they'll be anywhere near relegation. For me, I think Ross Kent will go down. I think Hearts will be all right. I think Ross Kent will go down, personally. But I think Ross County will go down. I don't think they don't score a lot of goals, Ross County. They concede a lot of goals.
What's giving you the impression? Because your 2 Edinburgh sides, mate, have been stinking.
I just think that they'll spend a bit in January. I think they've got finances to go and spend. And if they know, JP, that the league status is maybe under threat, then I think they'll need to go and spend. I think they will. Obviously, Tony Bloom's people are involved with Hearts now, the data and stuff. So you'd imagine they'll take into their zone in January and help them. So I think Hibs will be fine. That victory weekend, I think that'll spur them on. The Hearts, I think
Hearts are actually 1-0 down just now at half time in the Europa Conference to Petro Club.
I know they were, by the way, again, gamble responsibly, but they were 2-7, I think, odds on the night at home. So that's no good.
Right.
But yeah, I think Hearts and Hibs will be fine. I think Ross County could be in danger. This could be the year where they finally drop off. Obviously, they've still got to the playoffs to go down, but I think Dundee will be okay, mate. But for me, Sunday, I think it's all about us. If we take control, and I think the players will be buzzing, mate, as well. Don't you think? But they'll be buzzing after the cup final, and I think they'll want to go and put a performance on before Christmas and kind of going to Christmas at Celtic Park with a good momentum.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I think Celtic will just kick on, mate. I think that winning the first trophy of the season, I've always said to you, Ryan, even if you're a young lad and that's your first trophy you've ever won and your first medal, mate, it just makes you hungry. It just makes you want to do more. And
Don't tell that to Conor Golson.
No, I know, aye. No, because quite a few of them lost to Hungary. He said that in a presser, didn't he? I'm just a wee bit thingy with Jerry Burns' comments here. He says, I'm showing off and I've been reading William Glavin's book of tactics. To be fair, Jerry, it was me that gave William the book. If I'm being honest. I heard he was starting his new role and I thought he needed it for a wee bit of help. So just ask William, mate. Don't shoot the messenger.
What was that book, JP, the Bible?
Well, it was my Bible of tactics, mate. It was my Bible of the way the game, the way the game, the way the beautiful game should be played.
And then the front pages, front page, get the ball wide and put it up front.
That, by the way, I couldn't believe when I opened William's book, that was actually at the top of the page. Do you know that? What you've just said there? And I had to sit him down and say, no, come on, you need to. This is where he's coming out with these words now, pressing victims. That he's been copying JP. Copying me, honestly. Honestly, he's been copying me. I see the game. You'll be on Mastermind soon, JP. Aye, next up we're in about my scants in George Square.
Aye. Park in the sky.
Aye.
I'll be me you now at half for tomorrow.
Aye. Big Alan running through the Christmas markets and his scants. Play a Scotto!
JP, get me a crate!
Aye, Big Alan like that. JP, get his 6 churros, mate. Get his 6 churros. Nutella and Biscoff, please. Play a Scotto! He's a bit on the helter-skelter and all that, man. Big Alan coming down on his scants. The same to his missus. He's like, is that burn marks on your arse? No, it's just me. Had a good time tonight, hen.
You'll just see me sitting at a pancake stall while you go away and bevy. I love the things, man. They're brilliant. Brilliant, man.
Aye. Coffee and donuts. Aye. Magical mystery tour.
Ryan's got a donut.
Donut. Look at those eyes. Custard eye. Aye, unbelievable quality. But right, obviously moving on to your team. What do you think the team's going to be?
I think it'll be Casper and goals. I think Ralston will play right back. I think Johnson will get a break. I think we don't know how bad that is. Tony. I think Ralston will play right back. I think it'll be Vickers and Scales and Valle. I think it'll be Engels, Bernardo and McGregor. And I think it'll be Forrest, Maeda and Ida. I'm going for
I resent that comment, Angie. Totally do.
I'm going for a lot of changes. I think it'll be Forrest, Maeda and Ida. I think we'll change Kuhn and Kyogo just to spruce it up. I think we're in a place where you don't want to make too many, but at the same time, when you've got the quality to do it, then sometimes you can do it. So for me, mate, I can see a few changes and then again change it. You'll change it again at the weekend. But I think as well, Arthur Johnson game up right because I know every game is I know the next game is the most important.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the game at Ibrox, you need him fit this week or even Boxing Day. Then listen, if he's on the bench and he recovers, then because if you win in obviously still need to win the next few games, JP. But if you win in the 2nd of January, then the league's basically done because they're not coming back for that because they'll be demoralised. And he could start.
Do you think he'll play the music to the Titanic at the end of the game if they get beat?
Andy, no, that's a good point, mate. He could start young, he could. But I just feel that James Forrest is a wee bit ahead of him. Personally, I think Forrest. I was critical of Forrest maybe 2 years ago. I didn't understand why he got a new deal. I kind of understand now. Maybe not in terms of his stats, but just in terms of he's still got a bit of ability that he can come in and contribute. He's still got obviously a wealth of experience that people obviously cling on to in the dressing room. So I think Forrest has still got a bit to play. Next season, I don't know. He's maybe going to be there just to come in and out and maybe more the experienced side next season, because I think the older he gets, there's going to be less in the team. But that's the next season. But no, mate, that's my team. A few changes, but I think it's changes that we maybe need. Because I think we're maybe not missing the spark, but maybe just missing that wee bit kind of on the field.
Yeah. Me comment for earlier, I did say we'd come back to it. Big Barry McAllis, contributor to the podcast. He says, Sunday, Scales or Trusty, Taylor or Vi, and does McCown play from the start? Well, I think we've touched on some of it, mate. My team will be Casper. I think it will be Carter Vickers and Scales. I think it will be Vi. I think Alex Vi will come in on Sunday. I really do. I also think that we'll see Luke McCown coming back into the midfield. I wouldn't be surprised if Callum McGregor never played on Sunday. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he came out and we saw McCown, Bernardo and Engels. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would like to see James Forrest coming in, I think, for Kuhn. I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll play Maeda, but I wouldn't be surprised if he changed that as well and went with Yang. I think Yang's probably chopping the door, and he's also chopping it a bit, I know, personally, to try and get in the team and get a game here and there. I'm beyond this, Ryan, that Callum McGregor needs to play every game, mate. I don't think he needs to play in every single game. There's a lot of big games coming up, and I think Callum needs to be used periodically. Now, I know he's a captain and he wants to lead by example and he wants to, I just don't think he needs to play every game. There is an argument as well. Paul Maguire's just said it there. I think their next home game bring in Sina Salo. There is a, when are we going to get to see this guy? When do we get to see him? He's not kicked a ball yet this season for us. I mean, this season so far, Scott Bain's played more football than him if you count the Sligo game.
Aye.
So it's I know that was only a friendly, but again, Sina Salo.
To be fair, he was shocking.
No, he was, but I think it was because Sina Salo was away with the Finnish squad as well, so it was an international break.
He was terrible.
Aye, he was bad. Aye.
I don't think Scott will be taking the turkey at the oven.
Do you know his mammy's at? Oh man, I'm beginning to think who's worse.
We'll just pick it up 5 seconds. You're all right, Scott.
Aye, God kissed it, the devil missed it. You're all right, son. Let's go. Aye, one of them ones. Oh no, it's fell off a tree. Oh no. They were on it, ball. It started flying away. It's because it's no cooked yet, though, ball.
Gordon Ramsay, it's raw!
Gordon Ramsay with 2 bits of bread at the side of his head. What are you? An idiot sandwich.
He's like, oh, you donkey, it's raw!
Then his dad's standing there going, he always does that. Oh, man. His mum and dad have actually said he's never a keeper. He's never a keeper. They wanted shot him years ago, honestly. Murdered, man. Absolutely murder. I'm beginning to wonder, he's up there with Rob Douglas to see who the best window cleaner is.
Well, he's getting him his £5 a week, so what do you want?
I've heard next year the Christmas special advert's going to be him and Big Rob standing outside the Celtic Superstore with George Formby playing "When I'm cleaning windows."
just call me a window technician.
The only thing that makes it Christmas is the fact that they're going to bring out snow in the background just to make it look good. Light up the Superstore.
Oh, brilliant, man.
But as I say, For anybody that doesn't know George Formby, he used to be an old singer that played the banjo and that years ago, many moons ago.
That is interesting, but JP,
by the way, he's away before my time and all, but I still know who he is.
It is interesting, but in terms of Sunny Sal, I think eventually we need to see him if it's a cup game. I'm sure we're at home to Kilmarnock. Is it the 15th of January? I'm sure it is. Maybe that's a game we'll see him, or maybe it's a game, maybe it is in Boxing Day or something. But again, if the way Michael's playing, I actually seen a wee clip of him. Just I don't know if anybody knows who it is, but if anybody's interested in podcasts or listening to ex-professionals podcast, Casper Schmeichel's actually done an interview with Ben Foster.
I wasn't Andy, I was a Johnny. I was a Johnny in his school.
Casper Schmeichel's done an interview with Ben Foster about his career, and he speaks about Celtic, and he actually says that he feels he's a better goalkeeper now than he was when he was at Leicester. So that's the level that he's at. He feels he's at still. So eventually, because his age is well, JP, but it's one of the ones. But mate, what do you think on this, right? See, because he is getting older, and eventually, listen, we all get older. Sometimes you wake up with a sore back or whatever, right? But does he maybe need to play all the time to keep himself moving? If he doesn't play 2 or 3 games, does he then get a bit rusty? Do you know what I mean, in terms of his body? Is that how Schmeichel, does he maybe need to play all the time? Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
He needs to play.
Because that's what I watched a wee bit overlap.
Thanks, Stevie Wright to Kipman. I'm walking about with WD 40 waiting Casper. He's not played for 2 games. A wee bit of rust on you there. Come here. Chased him up and down a coach.
That's what Paul Scholes says. He's like to the fans that done the only overlap. And he's like, do you know, well, he thinks it anyway. He thinks that Andy Robertson has to play all the time. He's like, I think he's got to play, because if he doesn't, then I think that's when he starts to make mistakes, and that's when he's because he's not been great this season. He's not been brilliant, he's not been great. But Paul Scholes thinks he's got to play all the time. Because for me, mate, me personally, I was like that. Because if I didn't play for 3 or 4 weeks, I get a wee bit rusty and a wee bit. So I don't really feel on that. But I can get that some players need to play to keep it up, because if they don't, then the fitness maybe goes do it. I don't know. I don't know if you feel on that.
I can see people's, their thoughts and point on it. Me personally, I think Casper's in good nick. I think a game or two being out of the team, I don't think that's going to affect Casper in any way, shape or form. Just looking at the goalkeeper himself, he's a top goalkeeper, and he leads by example in many different ways, and I don't think bringing him out of the team, it's going to have a detrimental effect on the keeper. But it's, you've got to look at it the other way, Ryan. When do we see Sinisalo? Like when do we get a shot? When do we get a shot to see him? Because he's came in, and basically all he's done is he's holding Casper's jacket from him. So I really think that it's one of the ones. I know he played in pre-season, but I'm kind of wanting to see what he's all about, because we understand as a fan base now, Ryan, that he's going to be the next guy that's going to take over for Casper Schmeichel. And I don't even think he will, Andy. I mean, Andy's saying there next season, JP. I don't. If Casper's plays on next season, which I think he will, then no, I don't. For me, this season is all about a building block again with this team. I think this team now next season get better. Now, that's frightening, Ryan, considering we've only lost 1 game this season, and it wasn't a domestic game. In the league, we've only conceded 4 goals up to now. As much as we lost 3 in the cup final there. But no, I don't see Casper. It's a kind of hard one, mate. And I get fans' thoughts. They probably just want to get a look at him. So when would be a good time to do that? I think personally, hi Andy, I can see what you're saying, the League Cup, but he never played him in the League Cup this season. No, he had a great chance to play him. People are all, I've had this conversation with other folks, Ryan, and they've said to me, what about the Scottish Cup? And I don't think there's any room for error. No, when you're ideally now, you're looking at it and you're saying, right, you've won the League Cup, barring a total collapse, I would say right now we've won the league, right? we've gave ourselves a lot of leeway there, Ryan, in that we can put our mind elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we can now look at other things. We can look towards the January window. No take our eye off the ball, Ryan, but we can now, we can look, see in training, Ryan, I would imagine training's going to change now. I would imagine training starts to change now. And this is where Brendan will probably start experimenting in training now. Bringing Engels in here and putting him there and trying him in this way and trying him in that way. We've got a lot of leeway now, mate. We can do this. This is what I'm saying. This is why you'll probably see, I wouldn't be surprised if the boy Adam Montgomery's well involved in training. I'm no surprised that Dane Murray has been recalled for his loan deal at Queen's Park, because I'm looking at it now and I'm saying Stephen Welsh is probably going to get moved on. So Dane Murray would come in there. It's not going to belong, Ryan, to that big lad Lenny Agabia is banging the door and all, because that big lad can play and he's doing well for the B team. He's probably one of the main standouts for the B team. Now, I know we've seen this with Bosun Lovell, right? But this lad plays a different position for Bosun Lovell. Bosun Lovell plays in the midfield. This lad plays at the back line. And
the only thing with Dane Murray is, which I hope it doesn't affect his development, is that they bring him back and then he just sits in the stands, or he just plays in the B team, because he's playing every week with Queen's Park. I think he's doing really well with Queen's Park. So obviously Brendan's bringing him back for a reason, but I hope that it works out for the boy and it doesn't bring him back. If Welsh goes on loan, he just takes Welsh's place. Sometimes Welsh isn't on the bench. So I hope that doesn't happen to that boy. Me personally, I would rather he just played the season with Queen's Park, who can actually still get in the playoffs or still maybe win the league if they go on a run out, etc.
Yeah.
I'd rather Queen's Park, he stayed there and played to the end of the season, get more minutes under his belt. Listen, I could be totally... He could come in January. Listen, he could play. I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see, as much as I might not be Scales' biggest fan, Scales done relatively well when he's played this season, right? Barring one or two mistakes. He's done decent, let's be fair. Listen, you can criticise when you criticise or praise when he needs praise. So you've got to praise Scales this season. He's done decent in a lot of good games. So that's your three. Nerofsky and Welsh, we've not really been seen. They'll probably go away on loan. So will Dane Murray then come in as your fourth choice? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking the plan is.
Well, don't forget, mate, you've got Mike Nawrocki still sitting there as well doing here.
So I think Nerofsky will probably go on loan. Welsh will probably go on loan. I think Palmer will probably go on loan. Yang maybe as well, maybe. Potentially. Depends what the offer is. Who knows? We don't know. But I think in terms of Dane Murray, as much as you want to come back to Celtic, because listen, who wouldn't he? You want to go back to Celtic and be with this team and a manager and be a part of that squad. But do you just sit with fourth choice, maybe play 5 games in the season, or do you play every week at Queen's Park and then go in the summer? But again, that's up to obviously the manager and how he feels about then.
Unfortunately, Stephen Welsh hasn't managed to, in my opinion, be good enough when he's been called upon. In my opinion, he's not strong enough physicality level. He's small. He's not exactly the tallest. He doesn't win a lot in the air. He might be a good footballer and he can play with the ball at his feet. But when you play for Celtic, Ryan, especially at centre half, this is why our centre halves in terms of Trusty and Carter Vickers probably won't concede a lot of goals together. And the reason for that is because they've got everything to their game. They've got physicality, they've got height, they've got pace, and they're ball-playing centre-backs as well. One's a left footer, one's a right footer. There's a great balance here. Liam Scales has got a small bit of pace. He's not the fastest. Austin Trusty's obviously a lot quicker than him. So it's very difficult, Ryan, for anybody, and it will be very difficult as well for the lad Murray to come in and really break into that, you know, and establish himself in that. But what I think, and I've said this to you even off of here, Ryan, I think Dane Murray's better than Stephen Welsh. I've seen enough for the lad Murray to say he's a better player than Stephen Welsh. 1, he's got height. 2, he's got a ton of speed. And 3, he's a ball-playing centre-back. That's the makeup what the standard bearers are in terms of Carter Vickers and Trusty are for just now. Lenny Agbayer is the exact same, Ryan. He's got height, he's got speed, and he can play. And that's what really bails a lot of the when you've got those three things, Ryan, that's what bails you out of trouble in certain moments. Stephen Welsh, unfortunately, does not possess any of those apart from he can play football. It's not a lad's fault, by the way. He's not got height and he's not got physicality. So he's not been good enough, Stephen Welsh. And his performance levels have showed that he's not good enough.
See, obviously we get back on what we said earlier in the show that some guys get criticised for being like Scottish or Irish or through the youths. I think he's been with Celtic because he's been through a youth. Because see if he played with Aberdeen or Hibs or St Mirren, would you sign him? No. So that's the reason why, and he's a Scottish quoter. And listen, I can't criticise any football player because they're far better than me, right? But for the level that we want to get at, I think even Stephen will probably be honest with himself. He's got to believe in himself. Listen, that's why you get to the level you're at, because you believe in yourself.
No, 100%. Listen, he probably backs
he'll know himself. He'll
be unhappy, Ryan, at the lack of playing time and everything else. So
sometimes you yourself, JP. Sometimes you know when you're able to go to a team, or you know when you can. He'll know that he's maybe no good enough to play every week, and then if he's no, then I think I said it in the summer, for his own personal career and development and his career, go with somewhere else and play. You've still played with Celtic, you've played in Europe, you've won trebles, you've had a phenomenal career at Celtic. Maybe go and sign somewhere else, maybe make get a move financially even better. Who knows? Because there's also chat about is it SV or VS Midtjylland for Belgium. So and they're in the top division of Belgium, I'm sure.
Midtjylland or if Denmark?
No, Midtjylland. Mechlan. Mechlan, that's it. The Belgium team. I'm sure they're in the first division. I'm sure the Premier. Don't quote me now, but I'm sure they are.
Aye, they're in the top.
So
Belgium
that's a decent move. By the Belgium league's no brilliant, but it's no honky tonk. So he might get a game there. He might shoot him better. So I think you're probably right, mate. I think Stephen. Listen, I wouldn't be happy no matter for myself. No, I wouldn't be happy nobody in the team or on the bench and stuff. So I think maybe Stephen will maybe want to look either a loan deal or elsewhere. But I think that's maybe something that you could break on there, mate.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And obviously that brings us to the end of our wee chat tonight, mate. Anybody that's looking for more content, tune in Saturday morning. Our Christmas special that we filmed will air at 11 o'clock Saturday morning on the YouTube channel only. So it won't be on any of the social media pages. So it'll just be YouTube only. It's actually sitting just now, ready to go. So yeah. But if anybody's going to the game on Sunday, have a great time, a great day. That is an early kick-off. It's 12 p.m. And so don't click on that video until Saturday morning at 11, by the way, because you'll be disappointed that there'll be nothing there. And Ryan, obviously, as I just said there, mate, we filmed the Christmas special episode. Should be good for folks to tune into. It was myself, you, Alan, and Big Barry McCartney who commented earlier tonight, mate.
No, it's a good laugh. It was good to get together again and have a chat and kind of go back on your own memories about Christmas and football and Celtic, and so it was a really good chat. So again, I hope the viewers like it as well, and it's something that's a wee bit different. It's no bit of Celtic chat, but a bit of like normal life chat and just a bit of laugh and a joke that you get with us on here anyway. So we're looking forward to airing, mate, and hopefully the viewers like it as well.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, we'll be back on live for the dial-in on Monday and then that'll be us till after Christmas. I'm not sure when. Have we discussed that yet? I'm not sure. I don't
We'll
know.
be back on after Boxing Day, but I don't know what date.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
We will be back on after Boxing Day.
We'll try and get our senses back on Saturday morning, because nobody speak to us on Saturday morning.
Send the messages tomorrow. I do apologise just now, but we'll probably not reply to you.
Yeah, right.
100% we won't be. So, like I says, it's good to come on and get a chat once again. Thanks for everybody that's been tuning in, watching us.
Yep.
Thanks for all your comments and your thoughts. Best of luck to Francis. Hope you're feeling better soon, mate. Hope you're not too downbeat. Lindsay, can't believe you ran away too early and kidding on you're tired and all that. You just tell the truth the next time you're on and let us know that you've opened the Wednesday selection boxes too early.
Just fancies Big Ange. She's watching Big Ange's sports team, isn't she?
Aye. And just as we say that, Ryan, Hearts have now made it 2-1. So they've come back from 1-0 down on the night at Tynecastle. So could that be the turning point of their season? Who knows? But yeah, as I said, everyone, we don't get to a chance to see you beforehand or chance to speak to any before it. Enjoy your Christmas. Hope everybody has a great time with your families and your friends and everybody that's involved in your time there. Like I says, I hope you can all join us on Monday night at 8:30 for the dial-in. If anybody wants to take part in the dial-in, contact us on the social media or messages on the pages, and we can get you in and get you a slot to come and talk about Liam Scales scoring a winner against Dundee United at the weekend. So, but for my time tonight, I just want to say a massive hail.
Hail.
Take care, and we'll see you all again on Monday. Bye-bye.